If there's anyone watching between me and you, I think we chased everyone away.
Well, man, let's hope they went, to do some thinking.
Yeah, you know, it was weird, because there was some confusion in the audience. Sure. You know, for a moment, it was like, wait, hey, what? Oh, no. You know?
Yeah. Well, first of all, that beginning doesn't have really a laugh line in it. It's kind of to establish a mood. And there's some jokes along the way, but the greater degree of what I'm trying to do with that piece, obviously, is to make a complaint, you know. And I do 90 minutes on the stage in my concerts, and so there's room for everything. I can talk about my doggy and why I tie my shoes the way I do, and I can talk about that too, and then there's balance. But when you do a spot, you have to pick one or the other, and I just felt tonight was a good night for me to do that, you know. It feels good to get that out.
Have you ever done that on television?
I did the homeless part on Comic Relief. Yeah. And I did it uncensored. It's got a little more anger in it, uncensored. If you can imagine that, the language is a little more colorful. But, and this was a little truncated. I think I took about 25% of it out to fit in here so I could do the war thing at the top.
Yeah. What kind of kid was George Carlin?
Well, when my mother was pregnant with me, the last 3 weeks, my feet were sticking out. Which is, that made me a little strange. And I got this flat ear. She was the only woman who had to get maternity shoes. Yeah, in our neighborhood. Maybe it's happened to other places, I don't know. But she said it helped a lot climbing stairs, so I'm always willing to be helpful, you know? But I got a flat ear over here. This ear is flattened down a little because the doctor said at the moment of conception, that's when my parents sat down suddenly and give me this. But it doesn't affect my hearing in any way. And I was kind of sensitive. That's important to know. Sensitive child. In fact, so sensitive, my mother had to wash me in Woolite. But I survived.
What kind of student were you?
Well, now, does that include learning? Yeah. Well, I was okay. I was a daydreamer, you know? Daydreamer. And if they'd have had a course, or they'd have had a subject in school called What's That Stuff Outside the Window? I'd have been first in my class in that. But we had a school with a limited budget, and they were only teaching half the alphabet. They didn't have enough money, so they only taught right up to M. And anything after that is pretty much mystery to me. Renaissance, Reformation, Revolution, I don't know anything about it. But it was a good school, and I survived. Yeah. Catholic school, I survived. Yeah, I mean it.
Now, did you do a lot of sports activity? You're kind of small.
Well, I wasn't too tough in the neighborhood. The neighborhood was a fairly tough neighborhood. You heard of Hell's Kitchen? Well, this wasn't quite as tough. This was called Hell's Dining Room. and we lived right near a rich, tough neighborhood, Hell's Servants' Quarters. A little bit strange. They used to fight with sharpened money clips. But I was so afraid to fight.
The audience is confused again.
Of course. Too slick for me. Anyway, like if a kid tried to pick a fight with me, I would make up an excuse. Like I would say, well, I'm not allowed to fight in this suit. And usually they would just take the suit. You know? Which was cool by me because you can run a lot faster without a suit. But sports, basketball, pretty good. They retired my jersey, but they did it for sanitary reasons. And I always said to myself that if I'd have been a little taller, a little faster, a little stronger, and had better aim, I would have been really good at basketball.
George Carlin, we'll be right back with Terry Moore.